I'm happy to be here in Seminole Falls, and I really do appreciate the leadership of Mayor Diossa on this issue when he called me last week and laid out an argument of why we need to be very concerned about what's happening right now in the Providence County as it's going to relate to the state of Rhode Island. And it just happens that we happen to be in the center of the storm because we're the only trial case, census in the entire country. So there's three things that I would point out as being a former mayor and have gone through a census before and had many people from outside, regionally and nationally, come into my office and saying, we want to get this right. That was back in the census 10 years ago. As a mayor, to see that we're just this one little dot on the map in the country, and yet they should be reaching out to the mayors. They should be talking to the mayors. The mayors understand, as Mayor Diossa says, we're on the front line, and we understand what's happening in our communities. So if you're trying to get the numbers accurate, the first place you go is to the mayors. And it's not like that's the other reason why we're here today and why it's so important, because if we don't get it right here, then the country's not going to get it right in each and every community that represents the 50 states and beyond that in the territories, right? So what we want to, one, they should have went to the mayors. Two, we take very unkindly from the municipal level unfunded mandates, whether it's coming from the state or whether it's coming from the national, from the federal government. And in this case, because you're underfunded and you're not going to be able to actually get the numbers that you need in order to plan for the things we need to plan for, the stakes are very high, as Mayor Diossa has said, in terms of the funding. So not having accurate funding, appropriate funding, and the trial test, I think the federal government could put the resources into the Providence County, if we're the only ones in the country that are having this census taken right now. And finally, why would you want to, if in fact you wanted to make sure you had an accurate count and the data was accurate, why would you put a question on there that we haven't seen for 50 years or more? We want to get the numbers correct. The stakes are very high. And what I would ask is that the federal government really take a look at the questions that are going to be asked, not only in this trial area in the country, but also throughout the entire census. And we just happen to be here, the ones that need to speak up. And I'm really appreciative of Mayor Diossa for providing the leadership today to do this appropriate thing. And I hope this resonates around the entire country, this situation, so that we get the help and the resources to defend our case, which says get the right count, make sure it's funded, and if you're going to go to a trial area, approach the mayors, approach the municipal leaders. They have their feet on the ground, they know what's going on. So let's keep on pushing hard to make sure that they get it right and we get our numbers right. The stakes are high. Thanks.